Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's day 38. Trying to get this video out of the way early in the morning because we're doing my daughter's birthday party here and it's going to be a crazy day. And if I don't end up doing it in the morning, I won't end up doing it at all. So, kind of goes to reinforce like finding pockets of time to show up in your business when you need to, etc. Because I will be MIA pretty much for the rest of the day after I do this video. But today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about passive income, right? It's like probably one of the most appealing parts of online business. Everybody's preaching passive, 2-hour workday, all this stuff, which realistically the majority of the business models aren't even close to being passive, right? Like you're going live for 6 hours a day to sell a $300 product to make daily pay. But that's passive. That's not even anywhere near passive. It's active. That's active income, literally active income. But I digress. The point of today's video is yesterday was my daughter's real birthday, right? So we picked her up from school, hung out, did all sorts of stuff, went out to dinner, went out to ice cream, and the business did, I don't know, $700 for the day or whatever. And I didn't spend any time in the DMs. I didn't go live. I didn't do any content really, if I'm being honest. And the reason I'm roping this into the passive income business model is because this is something that got brought up a lot on the 5-day live event that we just ran. You have to remember all of the things that we're accomplishing or we're not accomplishing in business. It goes both ways, mind you. Is usually based on actions that we've been making previously. So those sales that you're making today are from relationships that were started 35 days ago, 45 days ago. That high ticket sale that you make tomorrow is not from a relationship that you start tomorrow. More often than not, it's accumulation of somebody consuming, watching your content, getting to know you, learning about your model, your process, what you're doing, how you're doing it over periods of time. So that way they start making decisions around actually purchasing your offers. And yesterday was a really good real-time example of that. Right? I got paid for a relationship that was built previously. And I wasn't active in my business to do that. It was like me showing up, creating content, doing something, and a relationship was being built at scale with people, and they were purchasing products from us without me having to actually do the thing. Right? Now, and I know this is a popular, prevalent one where it's like, hey, setting up your landing pages, your opt-ins, and all this stuff. And the thing to remember in this online game is this is why we talk about being consistent and why it's so important, right? Because a lot of the times we won't even get the opportunity to start making sales, making significant amount of offers, making significant amounts of money if we're not consistent. Like yesterday we ran an entire training on designing your own daily action plan. And the number one thing we were mentioning to people is it's far more important to figure out a process that works for you, fits your own unique schedule that you can use consistently for the next 90, 180 days, because that's where the real power of it is. It's not like you can show up once or twice, make a bunch of money, and then vanish, and then come back when you need more money, because you're going to have a very hard time actually selling to people, because as I mentioned earlier in this video, the sales that you're making or the lack of sales that you're making are based on actions that you were doing in your business last month, a month before that. Okay? Because it's a customer journey. The people who are just discovering you today are more often than not going to be ready to purchase a product from you. It's a compound effect. You have to look at your content creation and your personal branding and you building this attention and awareness around yourself is like a snowball rolling down a hill. It's not from absolute bare bones zero, has never posted a piece of content, never done anything in online business, isn't going to magically start making money as soon as they start posting. It's just not how it ends up working, even if that's what the majority of people are promising you on these platforms. It's not a real thing, right? It's not real. So if there's one piece of advice that I could give anybody who's kind of wanting to start making money online or having a personal brand or start monetizing their social medias is you have to start getting consistent. And I know this sounds so fucking cliche. It sounds so basic, but it's the thing that so many people don't ever even do. And there's a lot of reasons for that, right? I've seen a lot of people get stuck in like analysis paralysis, or they get stuck in like information station where they just consume and buy new courses and go through courses because they feel like that's moving their business further along, and it's like actually, progressing their business. But unless you are consistently putting in or implementing things, nothing works. None of this business works. You're not going to have the ability to start making sales. And it's probably one of the most frustrating things I've seen over the years. Like people like, oh, I'm getting ready to start. Like you've been getting ready for 12 months. Like your business and life could be in a completely different position right now if you just started 12 months ago and you did it messy. You started creating content. You started talking about yourself. You started putting yourself out there, and you started figuring it out as you were going. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to have it all figured out. You're never going to have it all figured out. There's always going to be things that break. There's always going to be things that you can improve on. There's always going to be problems in business. It's a reality of being an entrepreneur. A good perspective shift around the passive income and active income is it's has the ability to turn passive, but I think as a complete beginner trying to build this passive income business, or a business that you can exit immediately that just like tick sales for you automatically, is going to be extremely difficult to accomplish unless you're getting a ton of views, followers, lead flow, etc. It's going to be actually hard for somebody who's fairly new to sustainably do this. Now, the cool part about building a brand online and doing all this stuff is it does have the ability to continuously work for you, compound, create leverage, and do all these other really kick-ass things that like a job doesn't. Like, for example, I'm posting this YouTube video. This YouTube video will be up here forever. All right, if I can go post a piece of content, that piece of content can continue to work for me for as long as the piece of content is relevant. Okay. But I think a lot of people try to emulate this process in the back of their business and not the front. Right? They build out this really cool system that's going to sell for them, but they don't ever even like focus on the stuff that's going to get people to come into that system. I mean, that's how I spent my first 3 years online, building out funnels, automations, tech, all these processes. I thought posting content was like spamming my affiliate link or my sales page or whatever. And it's like, yeah. Anyways, I am going to wrap this one up short. In closing, I just want to challenge you guys to commit to doing something consistently for the rest of the year, right? Commit to doing, hey, I'm going to post a piece of content on my Facebook profile every day for the rest of the year. I'm going to post 5 times a week. I'm going to create 1 TikTok a day for the rest of the year, right? Because without putting the reps in and putting yourself out there, none of this actually ends up working. You don't even open the opportunities to make sales unless you start. Like, that's step 1. Like, and Flip mentioned this yesterday, and he said it a lot of the times over the years. Like, people get this notion that buying a program or buying a product or buying a course is the solution, and that it's not. Right? Realistically, the work begins after the investment. The investment's the fucking easy part. Buying that new course, that new program, that new thing is that's the easy fucking part. Right? Which is also why we are fully transparent about putting out in longer time horizons, working for longer periods of time, because we genuinely want people to have success. I mean, if you look at, we just ran an absolute monster of a 5-day live event, and it wasn't even $11. It was cheap as fuck. And then, like, not to mention our actual programs that have helped students make millions of dollars online. It's not even $100 today. It's exactly $100 today. Like, there's absolutely no reason that you can't win in this fucking online game if you make it a point to actually put yourself out there and try to win. So that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you tomorrow on Sunday. Bye.